the action. Blinds at 25K, 50K with a 50K. Good afternoon, everybody. We finally did it. It's TCH Live from Dallas, Texas. We are showing you for this inaugural stream the final table of the $600 buy-in 50K guarantee at TCH Dallas, and it didn't stay at 50K for long. We ended up with a $135,000 actual prize pool. With 267 entered, we're at the final 9. And for first place, there's over $35,000 up top. And we are jumping right into the action with the chip leader right now, Lawrence B. with 2.4 million in chips. These players have been playing the past 2 days and have whittled down to the final 9. My name's Ben Kirby. You probably don't know me, but I'm a frequenter of TCH Dallas and Austin in the past. Honored to be with you for this inaugural stream of TCH Live. As of now, we have 49 in the chat, and it's growing. If you haven't already, smash the like button and let us know where you're joining us from. So excited to have a stream finally from Dallas in our brand new TCH Live setup. $135,081 in the prize pool, says Adam Mitchell. Audio only coming out of the left channel for some reason. And please bear with us. This is our inaugural stream for TCH Dallas, so we are working through some growing pains as we start up, so we might have a few audio issues here and there. But either way, we appreciate you joining us. Again, my name is Ben. If you've got any questions in the chat, hit me up. I'm definitely not a pro by any means, but love the game, love the guys over here at TCH, and if I don't know the answer to your question, we'll track the answer down for you. Okay, blinds 25K, 50K with a 50K ante. Hand number 3. Jason C folds. Trisha W folds. Billy A folding the 9-7 suited. Over to Lawrence B, folding the Queen 3 off. Hugh P, 9 deuce off, folds. Christopher T folding. Looks like Philip T is going to scoop it with the Jack deuce suited. Nick from Yuma, what up? You're on all these streams, man. Good to hear from you. Again, 9-handed. These players have been playing the past 2 days. $600 buy-in, unlimited re-entries, over $35K up top for first. Imagine turning $600 into $35,000 in 48 hours worth of work. I mean, less than 48 hours, really. Taking a look at the chip counts here, Philip T still on top with 2.4 million in chips. Going into hand number 4, 25-50 with a 50K ante. Think about tournaments. Everybody's excited to be at the final table, and especially final table in 2021 poker. I imagine many players aren't getting that many reps with final table tournament strategy, so it'll be interesting to see who shows up making some big plays and who's running hot and who could take down the 35 grand up top. So Lawrence B going to open it up to 120K with 10-9 off in the hijack. Philip T contemplating the call with Jack-9 off in the small blind. And it looks like we are going heads up to a flop here. Jack-9 off versus 10-9 off. Small blind versus hijack. 8, Jack, Queen on the flop. So Lawrence B flops the joint against Philip T's second pair with a straight draw. Going check, check to a turn. Ace of spades. So Philip T considering whether or not to lead out on the turn. Looks like, all right, I'm turned around. Lawrence B bet 180K and Philip T calling 180. Lawrence B is the one with the joint here. Pairs the board. This could slow down action, but I doubt it. Lawrence B contemplating a bet for value here. Not many combos of queens that get there on the river that he wouldn't have heard from until the river here. So Philip T contemplating, is he pulling out raisin chips? Philip T calls it 325. Lawrence shows him the bad news. A $1.1 million pot, flopping the straight and getting almost max value there. Those are the kind of pots you need to win tournaments. Nick from Yuma, these cameras are pristine. Yeah, we're pretty proud of the setup here. It's taken a lot of work to get to this point, and Ryan and the whole team have been working day and night to make sure that this stream looks pristine. So thanks for that. Thanks to the 150 of you all that are watching on your Saturday afternoon. You could be doing anything else, but you decided to spend your time with us. We appreciate you tuning into TCH Live. ATX Poker, Ben, how are you liking Dallas? Dallas is awesome. You know, we enjoyed our time in Austin, but Dallas has got great things, especially now that there's legal poker to be played here. There's a lot going for Dallas. But we definitely, Austin holds a special place in our heart, especially TCH Austin, where it all started. You said my volume's a little low. Okay. ATX Poker, Ryan Crow is the man. Yes, he is. The man works hard. The man doesn't stop working. And we're working on the audio issues. I recognize that it may be a little low. That's one of the growing pains that we're working through with this inaugural stream. All right, Kyle B raising a 115 with pocket threes under the gun. He's going for it. Lawrence B, another great hand. Pocket tens under the gun +2. 3 bets to 380K, pretty standard, I'd say. Pocket threes might be a little loose to open under the gun, but I guess you'd rather open under the gun than limp with threes. But I've seen some ranges just open fold that under the gun, but good to go. Jason C looks like, okay, let me get the action tracker here squared away. Jason C, okay, no he did not. Kyle B folds, probably for the best, the pocket threes. Kill pot for Lawrence B, up to 3.9 million. He's got 30% of the chips in play, with Jason C being the 5 big blind short stack. Really trying to ladder up those payouts. And can you blame him? ATX Poker, Dallas is the best. I was raised there, thinking about moving back soon. Hey, I'm not one to take people from Austin, but Dallas has got a lot of good things going for it, especially the action at TCH Dallas. If you're at the room right now, every table is full, from 1-2 all the way up to like 2-5 PLO. I don't know if we have a 5-10 game going right now, but uncapped 2-5, or at least match the stack 2-5. 1-2-5 Congress, 1-2-5 PLO. The games play massive here. Awesome action. If you haven't already, check us out off Harry Hines Boulevard in Dallas. All right, we've got two pretty good hands here. Under the gun +2, raising it to 125K with ace-9 suited. And Christopher T going to flat with ace-jack off in under the gun +3. Bunch of napkins. So we're going heads up to a flop. Hugh P and Christopher T. Flop Jack 8-7. All right. So a little bit of something for both players. Christopher T obviously out flopping Hugh P this time. But Hugh P's got a little bit of equity going to the turn, if he makes it to the turn. Christopher T going to take over the initiative, betting $300K into a pot of about $800K, and he's just going to take it down there. Discipline fold. Obviously, you're not chasing a gutter when you're playing for 35 grand up top. Dean Kirby, yeah, that's literally my dad. What's up, Dad? William Lottie in the chat. Isn't that where the term Lottie line comes from? William Lottie, hopefully I find my way onto this table sometime. Oh, yeah. Come on up to Dallas. Get in on some of this. This tournament is one of many. Each one of these pots is incredibly valuable for each one of these players. There's already $525K in the middle before any action happens. Hugh P raising a 125K. Ace King off. Pretty standard. Christopher T. Looks like he's going to flat with Ace Jack off again. Everybody else with a bunch of napkins. Obvious folds all around. Kyle B is going to call 100K in the small blind with Ace 7 off. I guess to him he feels priced in. So all the aces in the deck pretty much out there already. 10, 10, 6. Hugh P, Ace King off. Still way ahead. It's going to choose to check it through instead of c-betting. All right. 3 clubs on the turn. Okay, looks like it. Christopher T might take a little stab at it here since Hugh P's shown no aggression after pre-flop. Easy fold for Kyle B, and we'll see if Hugh P. I hope I'm saying his name right. If not, somebody please correct me phonetically. Hugh P. I don't want to butcher his name. So he's got to be thinking, what is this guy checking back flop and then betting a 3 of clubs turn after flatting pre-flop? And he's going to go ahead and fold. $600 with unlimited reentries. So pretty juicy buy-in, but also a pretty juicy payout up top for $600. Hugh is the right pronunciation. Appreciate it. Okay, looks like Trisha needs to reread the cards. Looks like we're going heads up to a flop. Aaron D, A6 of diamonds. Trisha with an unknown hand in the hijack. Aaron D is going to check it over to Trisha W. Taking a stab. And it's going to fold. Taking a look at the chip counts once again. Lawrence B and Trisha with the 2 big stacks. Christopher T close behind both of them with 2.3 million. Jason C really trying to pick a spot with 2 big blinds remaining. Each position in this final table is so valuable. So trying to ladder up, having the ICM considerations and all that is what the kids say these days. So I imagine that's what he's trying to do, trying to pick the perfect spot and hope. Aaron McAvoy in the chat. The OG, AA Ron, fired this tourney 4 times, no bag. Crying face. Sorry about that, AA Ron. I imagine you gave it your best. Tournaments are a kind of a sick thing. Taking a look at the chat here. There's 315 of y'all in the chat. Thanks so much for spending your time with us today. Right. Yeah, 315 viewing. Maybe not 315 people chatting. Hey, Ron, tourneys are very hard, especially whenever it has the nuts every hand. Yeah, it seems like that sometimes. Until you're on the opposite end, just destroying. Philip T going to take it down with ace-4 off. Hugh missed a big opportunity. Yeah, with the ace-king off, he might be deciding to play fit or fold until they ladder up a couple spots. We'll be able to understand. To get in good or ladder up the pay, especially with a guy with 2 big blinds. Are they each paying 50K ante? Each player 50K ante?
Yeah, it's ante. Yeah, the ante's, are they over ante yet?
Yeah, people are saying the pot graphics are off, but the pot's correct. If it's 9 times 50K, 450K plus 75K, it's 525, right?
It's live. It doesn't show.
All right. So there's no mute button for my mic either. We'll learn a lot of good lessons.
You'll have one here shortly when I get this all set up.
How about a waitress cam? Probably not. Mad Benjamin, good afternoon. Dallas, good afternoon. So Jason C all in for 550K with Queen Jack of Diamonds, and Trisha W looks like, if I see correctly, Ace Queen offsuit. So this is for Jason C's tournament live. Queen Jack of Diamonds versus Ace Queen off, if I'm seeing that correctly. And there's a queen in the door and an ace.
Let them know I'm working on the sound. We may lose sound.
Okay, working on the sound again. We may lose audio once again, but it looks like Jason C is going to be eliminated. Test. Test. I'll just keep going. Okay. Pull up the payouts here. So it looks like Jason C walked away with 28-19 for his 9th place finish. Congrats to him. I imagine he's disappointed not being able to last longer, but $2,800 on 600, not bad for a few hours work. Trisha W continuing to stack those chips. Okay. How's the audio coming out now? Is it in stereo or is it still mono? Any of you audiophiles in the chat, let me know. Rim B smooth. Best TCH in Texas. Is it Dallas? I would say so. But also, each one has its own charm and action. So you can't go wrong playing at any of them around Texas. Search T says it sounds good over mobile. Still mono.
I know what's wrong, but I can't fix it without turning the server off, so we have to fix it next time.
Okay. So still mono in the left. All right, we might have to just run with it since we would have to shut the whole stream down in order to get stereo back. So put one earbud in one ear, and then you can do whatever you want with the other ear. I'm only worth one ear anyway. Not worth full stereo. All right, so Jason C. eliminated in ninth. Hugh P. with a 6 big blinds. So, yeah, looking to pick his spot. He did go up one pay spot. So, you know, the ace-king offhand, sure, he could have played it more aggressively, but also he also made an extra $1,000 by not sticking it all in there. Again, everyone, we've got 4 likes currently. If you haven't, destroy that like button and subscribe to TCH Live if you haven't already. Do it now. That's great for showing the algorithm that we're the poker content to be watched. ATX Poker. TCH is a great brand. You know it's going to be a safe spot to play and good amenities. Absolutely. They go above and beyond. It's not some backroom underground game. This is a professionally run. There are dealers from the Bellagio here. There are dealers from WinStar and Choctaw. I mean, the staff here is second to none and create an extremely safe and smooth experience to play poker. Lenny G in the chat. Kirby in the booth. We in here. Lenny G, one of the managers here at TCH Dallas. A frequenter of the mixed game on Wednesday nights. We play 5-10 limit mix, which is the best game in the entire TCH Dallas. Okay, looks like we got a shove here. Queen Jack 5, 1.2 million in the pot. And it looks like Lawrence B is going to open shove with ace king off. Okay, Kyle B with 10-9 of diamonds. So open-ended. He'd love to take it down right now. Lawrence B contemplating a call. He's been running really good this final table. But he's got one player behind him to consider. It looks like it's a third of his stack to call with basically a gutter ball and 2 overs. Backdoor spades with Philip T behind him, which would be about, like, he would hate to call this and then get reshoved on by Philip T if he had anything, because then he'd basically have to call. So he'd be in there for 1.8 million with 2 overs and a gutter ball, backdoor spades. But also, if he eliminates them, everybody ladders up, so he could feel compelled to gamble it. Let's make some cheddar. I'd be very surprised if he makes this call, but if he does, I mean, we're gambling, boys and girls. Still thinking, looking at that massive chip stack. Do I want to risk essentially my dominance over the table with a gutter ball, 2 overs, and backdoor spades? Lawrence B got a big decision here. If he calls and is right, then everybody ladders up. But, I mean, there are just so many cards out there that are dominating him. It looks like he's probably contemplating a fold. I get why he's taking his time on this, but also, you know, he's got ace high. Yeah, pretty good fold, I'd say. I think if stacks were smaller, he could potentially make a speculative call there, but great play by Kyle B. Putting some aggression in with the open ender, taking it down. Kyle B with 27% VPIP along with Trisha W. I mean, okay, 4 people with 27%. 5 people with 27% VPIP. I guess the sample size is pretty small. So on to the next hand. TCH Dallas. We in here. Mad Benjamin. Outstanding video clarity on this stream. Whoever set it up needs to visit the Austin store. It's the same guy. He's too focused on laddering. Yeah, I mean, but also there's a ton up top. So, when you make it this far, you make it in the money, you make it on the final table, it's the worst feeling to shove with king jack offsuit in middle position and get snapped off by 9s, and then, well, you're done, So I can't blame him for wanting to ladder. Kyle B raising to 250K with king jack off. Speaking of king jack off, Hugh P with 8-7 offsuit, 215K. He's on life support at this point, to use poker cliches. Trisha W, ace-10 off in the big blind. Potentially a 3-bet candidate. Maybe not against the middle position open, or not the gun +1 open. Yeah, pretty easy to defend with ace-10 off. Pretty much a coin flip, surprisingly, going to the flop. Deuce-3, deuce. Now ace-10's way ahead. Kyle B gonna continuation bet from his 2 million stack, and Trisha's just gonna completely fold. Completely fold. Gonna immediately fold is what I meant to say. Okay, Trisha W and Kyle B with a 25% pre-flop raise percentage. Aaron D and Billy A with 0%. When you're dry, you're dry. You can't do much about it. Doug Brown, haven't played live in over a year. Looking forward to getting out to see this new venue. Come on out, man. Live poker is alive and well, and it's actually better in a lot of ways, I would say. COVID's obviously a concern, but TCH has taken extreme measures to make sure everyone's safe. Everybody's temperature's taken. Everything's clean and sanitized. Come on out. Live poker is awesome right now in Dallas. Fun fact, Johnny Chan was in rounders because Nick from Yuma turned it down. Happy to see TCH Dallas online. Will future Sunday tournaments be online regularly? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the numbers that we're getting for some of these major guarantee tournaments are insane. And so the prize pools have been just bananas. And now that we have the setup going, we're going to have even bigger tournaments that we'll be able to stream live. Okay, Trisha W. 3.2 million stacked. She's got aces in the small blind with 2 others in the pot. Christopher T raising with the 7-5 suited in the cutoff, standard. And Trisha W, full force, is going to 3-bet to 475K. Billy A folded king queen off. She's probably going to get this through unless Christopher T wants to peel one off. He folded. Philip T might peel one off with 4s. Set mine. 1.5 million stack versus 2.8. If he hits a 4, he wins a huge pot. That's probably what's going through his head. He's got enough to see a flop with the 4s and easily fold if he misses. He's in position. Trisha W could be 3-betting a lot of hands, technically, with the small blind, although, not everybody's going to do that. Jack 7-6. Trisha W out of position, but with the initiative, looks like she's got, what is that, 550? 600,000? But yeah, bet 600,000. Philip T's got I'd say a relatively easy decision unless he's, range versus range. What is she 3-betting in the small blind? That isn't a pair. I mean, all the ace kings, all the ace queen suiteds, maybe the king queen suiteds she could be continuing here with that he's ahead of, but it looks like he's either going to have to raise or fold. calling here doesn't accomplish much. I don't think. But also, tournaments aren't my forte. Yeah, he's just going to go ahead and fold. Great spot for her. I mean, that is the dreams, not the dream spot, but that's a really good spot to be in a tournament. Have a big stack. You're getting huge hands. You're getting safe flops, winning big pots. That's a really good feeling when you're one of the chip leaders of a tournament. 4-4 punt. You know, it's on the button, It's kind of like having a suited hand. Suited on the button. Let's see a flop. We got 418 watching the stream now. We're showing Austin numbers at this point. She also has a 25% VPIP, yeah. All right, going to this next hand. Lawrence B, pocket threes under the gun +1. Why not? Raise it up. One of the chip leaders. Keep the aggression going. You know that some of these short stacks are trying to ladder, so they're only going to show up with hands that they're willing to shove. Trisha W, one of the other big stacks. Okay. I was going to be surprised if she called there against one of the other chip leaders. Billy A with pocket eights in the small blind. 210K. This is an easy shove. Did he just flat there? Pocket eights in the small blind? Yep, called 150K. He's got 60K left. Kyle B's got pocket nines and he's going to make the call. So 8s, 9s, and 3s go into a flop, and Billy A has 60K behind, if I'm reading that stack correctly. And this is just about the worst flop for all of their hands. This is going to go check. That's Kyle B. King, King, 6. Kyle B is assuming that it's hard for people to have kings in it since there's 2 kings on the flop. He's going to take a stab at it. Lawrence B taking a second, not believing him potentially, but he's going to go ahead and make the fold. Billy A is going to have to call all of his chips with pocket eights. He's got to make a bet that Kyle B does not have a king in the hole. He must be assuming that he's ahead of all the ace highs and all the flush draws that are betting here. But this is tough. I mean, this is essentially for his tournament life, calling with third pair, not knowing where he's at. This is a pretty tough spot. This is some of the merits of shoving pre-flop, so you don't have to make these decisions after the flop. Kyle B doesn't know how good a shape he's in. Betting on those nines pretty much as a semi-bluff, I think. But now it's essentially a value bet. Next Gen Poker in the chat. I watched y'all's newest video this morning, boys. OU, what's up? Carlo, need to do TCH Dallas versus TCH ATX live stream. That'd be cool. So looks like Billy A is going to call for he's got 360K, not 60K. So Kyle B is loving this spot. He was betting to take it down right there, and now potentially they're all going to ladder up pair over pair. He's got a 5% chance of winning this hand, Billy A. Kyle B's already got 2 million behind. This pot's 2.4 million. If somehow Billy A hits a miracle, he's going to have a nice stack. And it goes deuce of spades, 3 of hearts. Billy A is going to be eliminated in 8th place. Kyle B is going to take that additional 1.5 million in chips. Lawrence B, 100% to showdown. He's the only person that's gone to showdown. Again, pretty small sample size. We've only played a few hands here. So for 8th place, he's going to walk away with $3,799 on a $600 buy-in. Pretty good consolation prize. I imagine he wanted to, obviously, win the whole thing, but It's always nice to cash a tournament, as hard as it is to do. Kind of a weird hand, 8s, 9s, and 3s with that flop and that action. Okay, we've got Ryan about to jump in the TCH Dallas stream. Ryan, how goes it, sir?
Pretty good, pretty good. Can you hear me all right?
I can. Yeah,
All
you
right.
sound saucy.
Oh man, it's been a quite a day, quite a journey getting here. So, how's everything going?
It's going all right. This is a fun stream. We've got a huge group of people watching. The chat's live as usual, and we're having a good time. This final table's going,
It's going kind of quick.
going kind of quick. Yeah.
We spent all day getting everything ready, and it's going to be over in like an hour. So, crazy stuff. Well, no, hold on one second. Victor's yelling at me.
Kyle B is going to 3-bet with ace-jack off in the small blind, and he's going to take it down versus the ace-deuce off of Philip T. Okay, Kyle B still with 5 million, 33% of chips in play. And back to Ryan. How's it going, Ryan?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Just trying to keep everything going here. A lot of little small issues with the stream. There's a lot of differences between the stream here and the one in Austin.
Mhm.
We upgraded a lot of the equipment, and so it just means it's easier to break. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, everybody says the clarity is really great. Obviously, the audio is still in mono, but
Audio seems to be the bane of my existence, but we've got a lot of updates we're gonna be doing over with that. We have some guys coming out here to help us with it, and then even some of the camera stuff. I mean, there's so many settings on them now. We're gonna get some guys out to kind of help us clean this up a little bit because we've got really good quality equipment. We just right now it's user error. It's hard for me to learn all that stuff. And just especially when I'm not up here doing it every day. So.
Yeah.
We are looking to hire someone that can come in and professionally kind of help update all this.
yeah. And for those that don't know, the stream is not 4 cameras. It's like 7 cameras, a lighting system. It's 2 decked out PCs. It's 4 different audio systems back here. There's an action tracker, a full-time employee working the action tracker. There's a lot that goes into this, and hence a lot of things that can kind of go haywire.
Yeah, but it's worth it. I mean, I feel like our members get a lot out of the stream itself. I mean, it's just fun to watch. I mean,
Yeah.
So when we first launched TCH Live a little over a year ago, the goal was to just provide an alternative to some of the ones that are out there like Live at the Bike. And at the time,
Yeah.
when we started putting this together, Stones was still around. It was before the big melt. As a matter of fact, that happened about 2 or 3 months before our first stream. So
The Mike Postle thing.
oh yeah, we were sweating it pretty bad. And then of course the first 3 months, all everyone said was how everyone's probably cheating at the table, all that stuff. And
Yeah.
finally that kind of went away. And but the idea there is just provide a quality stream, and it takes a lot of work, but it's fun at the same time.
Yeah, and I think the participation is indicative of it's meeting a lot of different people's needs. Like, people love poker and love watching poker content. I mean, you can see there's multiple poker vloggers in the chat too. I mean, people that play poker like to watch people play poker, and TCH Live for a long time has been providing some of the best live stream content, especially with like Aaron and Mike down in Austin providing really good commentary and everything. Obviously, I'm a noob, but I learned a lot from those guys, and I think it's great. One, it's great marketing. Like, it shows people that, hey, there's safe legal poker going on in Dallas and Austin and Houston, but also that it's fun and there's action, and it's real people putting real money on the line, but also potentially winning a lot too. So it's fun to watch.
Absolutely. And and one of the toughest things about getting it open up here is just finding people to run it. In Austin, we have Carolyn, who's kind of a ninja. She kind of does all the stuff. Like, if anything happens, she can kind of fix it.
Yeah.
I don't have that person here in Austin, and so we need to train someone or hire someone that can do it. And then of course commentators. And so getting in Austin, we've got some great anchor commentators like Mike and Aaron, and we have tons of guest commentators that come on. Bart and all those guys.
Yeah.
In Dallas, we have to kind of get all of those people, and so one of the things that that's going to help though is we can now comment remotely. So I've got it set up now so people in Austin can commentate, in Dallas and vice versa. So
Sweet.
if you're out, someone can cover for you. So I don't have to, we'll have a little more coverage. And
Yeah.
that's why I didn't go bring on like 10 commentators for Dallas or 3 or 4, because
Right.
we can now do that remotely. And so that'll help a little bit. But I'd like to have local commentators. Like I want someone here that plays in Dallas with these players and knows them, that's commentating on them, like yourself. And obviously we need to get 1 or 2 more.
Sure.
Because we'd like to be streaming 3 days a week in Dallas, just like we do in Austin.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Austin, I've been called the kind of smarter, more capable Bart Hansen of the two. And so.
Well, definitely the better looking.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. The better looking Bart Hansen, the more skilled Aaron McAvoy. Happy to sacrifice some of my time to come give my professional analysis for TCH Live. All jokes aside, that's cool that we can do it remote because really Bart and Aaron have amazing analysis and would add a lot. But also some people are just in it for the action and don't really want to talk about ranges and GTO and all that stuff. But it's good. It's a good mix for everybody, I think.
Yeah, and we have a lot of really great players in Austin that come on and commentate, and they do a great job. I mean, like there's like 10 of them, and so I'd love to do the same thing in Dallas. Like we want kind of the main guys, like Mike has Monday, Aaron does Thursday, and then they kind of rotate on the Sundays. But they have other people come in with them, and sometimes they commentate together.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I want to do in Dallas. Like I want to have this rotation, and then of course, if need be, they can cover. For Dallas and vice versa. Like if something happens or people are out of town, then Bart could commentate on a Tuesday night in Dallas or whatever night it is.
Yeah.
And vice versa. You could cover a Thursday night in Austin. So that's the idea of it. And it's actually it works pretty smoothly. It's actually we actually have fewer sound issues when we're doing that because we kind of do it through Zoom. So it's interesting, but it works pretty well.
Technology. They've thought of everything.
I'm telling you.
So Aaron D is all in here for $45K in the cutoff with 10-9 suited. You could think of worse hands here. But now Trisha W is looks like she's going to ISO. Or maybe she opened under the gun +1, King 9 off. Yep. Opened. So Aaron D must have flatted the 10-9 suited for his tournament life in the cutoff. Lawrence B contemplating a call with the King Jack off on the button. It's incentivizing these players with bigger stacks to call here because they know Aaron D is all in for his tournament life. So they want as many opportunities to get him out respectfully so that they can ladder up the payouts. So we got 4-handed going to a flop 1.2 million in there, and they're all just hoping that they can eliminate Aaron D here. Queen 7-4, Kyle B with 60% of the equity. He's going to lead out in the hijack, and everybody's like, all right, Kyle, I hope you've got it here, bud, because we want all the opportunities to eliminate him. So Kyle B is going to lead out 350K. Lawrence B, easy fold with King Jack off. Trisha W, she's got backdoor clubs and an overcard. 350K into 1.5 million. All right, so they're going to get to see the cards now. And Kyle B made the right play, technically, with 60% of the equity against 10-9. And, okay, maybe the action tracker must be delayed a little bit. ATX Poker. Mike Youngblood is TCH Live. The reason I love Mikey so much is that he understands broadcasting. He knows the difference in color commentary and analyst roles and can do both when needed. Well said, ATX Poker. Plenty of love for Mikey. I mentioned you, bro. Sorry. Okay.
All right, sorry, back. I was. It sounds like might be a little technical issue I'm trying to help out with here.
Sure. The man does it all, from his phone, from the computer. Ryan is the troubleshooting king.
Well, no, good stuff. I mean, like I said, I'm about to get back to it, but just wanted to hop on and kind of say hello to everyone. One thing I think I'm excited about is I'm going to kind of spill the beans here a little bit. We're about to announce a really big tournament across all of our locations. It's going to be coming up next month, but I'm pretty excited about the possibilities of all the streams both here and in Austin. And so, look for some big news on Monday or Tuesday. We'll be announcing, definitely the biggest tournament the Texas Card House has ever done. We'll probably announce it on Monday or Tuesday, maybe on the stream Monday with Mike, actually, speaking of Mr. Youngblood. But we're hoping to get all that stuff finalized. And we'd like to do a tournament where, we essentially have day ones in all of our locations. Then we have like a final day two here or something like that.
Yeah.
We can get a little more ambitious with our guarantees. We'd love to hit that $500,000 guarantee mark, but we'll see. We'll talk about it.
I think we can do it. I mean, before Christmas, we had a massive guarantee, like what are the 350K? What was the?
So we had a $100K guarantee and we hit 380 in the prize pool.
Yeah. So Dallas, I mean, we can do it. I mean, especially now that people know that we're here and that we can provide a buy-in that's significant enough to hit those guarantees. Let's see. Carolyn says working on the Annie chip stack issue. Appreciate it, Carolyn. Producer Carolyn, the MVP.
Cool, man. We'll keep up the good work. I'm going to hop on off.
Okay.
And we've got a few little things I got to work on, but enjoyed hopping in here with you, and we'll be in touch.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate the opportunity here. That's Ryan, the head honcho at TCH worldwide. He does it all. Okay, once we get the action tracker stuff squared away, we'll be able to have some coherent commentary, hopefully. Not from me, by any means. Should do heads-up match between ATX, ATX TCH commentators versus Dallas TCH commentators. I'm going to go ahead and say me versus Aaron McAvoy or Bart Hansen, I would get destroyed in about 42 seconds. Those dudes would, GTO me out of my seat. But, I would do it if I, lay me some odds. Let me some significant odds against Ron or Bart or Mike. The ATX Poker Dallas could 100% do the biggest guarantee in Texas due to Oklahoma being down. I want to see circuit events. Yeah, I've heard scuttlebutt about when the Oklahoma, or specifically WinStar, is going to be coming back, but that's there's no details really about that. And so TCH Dallas is the best option. And Bart hasn't done a show since August for what it's worth. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen him. So the camera flashed on me and it looked like I was sleeping. I haven't slept. I haven't fallen asleep at all during this stream. It's probably me trying to look at the chat. Man, they should really let me know when they're going to put the camera on me. That was something special. Say 10-1 against Aaron. Yeah, I might need more than that. Dude is so good. Okay. We've got 7 remaining for this $600 buy-in unlimited re-entry final table. We're working out the kinks. We got the action continuing. Going to do my best to commentate what we can see here. Okay. Philip T with 10-8 on the button. I'm not sure Aaron D is actually all in with 10-4 off under the gun. No matter what anyone says, Ben, you'll still be miles ahead of the Rounders guys. Good Lord. Even when I'm asleep. It's good to know. Okay, Kyle B, 42% VPIP, voluntary put in pot. Basically, the percentage that you are willing to put chips in the pot, whether it be raising or calling. All right, going into this next hand, I imagine QP is getting relatively short. Looks like there's a couple short stacks out there. Blinds went up 30K, 60K with the 60K ante. Hand number 22. Okay, it's saying Aaron D is all in every hand in the big blind. Christopher T with pocket aces. 2 black aces in the hijack. Pretty good hand. open it up for a raise. He's got 1.1 million behind. Raise it up to 130K. Napkins for Philip T. Trisha W. Ace 10 off again on the button. Potentially a 3-bet candidate here, depending on who your opponent is. Stack sizes and all that. It looks like she is gonna 3-bet. Like about 350,000. Yep, 3 bets to 350. I like it. And Christopher T happily going to 4-bet jam with his 2 black aces in the hijack for a total of.
You're going to see it pause in the action a little bit. We're doing chip counts because there was a setting that was wrong that caused the stacks to be off, so we fixed it, and they're doing chip count. And there's only 4 players left. You'll see it. That's what's going on.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we're going to take a pause with the action tracker as we get things reset in order to get stack sizes correct. But I'll continue with the commentary as I see it. So Trisha W. going to go ahead and get it in there with the ace 10 off against Christopher T's pocket aces. All in for 1.1 million. This pot's up to 3.1 million. And they're going to turn them on their backs, and she is going to see the bad news. So she's got about 7% to win. Well, okay. 9-8-3 on the flop. 4 diamonds on the turn. 5 of clubs. So it looks like Christopher T is going to double up. Nice hand. You know, when you have pocket aces, you always assume that's how it's supposed to work out. It's always nice when it does, when you win that 85%. ICM suicide to call here, I think. Yeah, with the ace 10 off. Yeah, it's. I can't tell the complete stack sizes, but yeah, 760K. Call 760 to win 1.8 or something. I can't remember what the math was. It's close. I mean, depending on how invested you are, I think. But yeah, what would y'all do there? Ace 10 off. She 3-bets on the button, which seems standard, and then he 4-bet jams with aces for the rest of his stack. What would y'all do there? I mean, but also, what's he 4-betting with when you 3-bet on the button for his whole tournament? Yeah, that was a huge pot to win. I'm sure he's loving life after winning that pot. So Hugh P is all in with ace-king off under the gun. This was the spot he was waiting for. Let's see what transpires here. All in for 575,000. Trisha with Queen Jack diamonds is going to call it. And is it going to be heads up? Yep, looks like it's heads up. Ace King off versus Queen Jack of diamonds. That's a pretty big call, I think. Hugh P likes the spot he's in. Queen Jack, you don't feel safe with a 40% or 60% equity here, but also you're supposed to win 60% of the time. Pretty safe flop. Safe turn, and she's got a straight draw, and she binks the jack on the river to eliminate Hugh P. This is why tournaments are painful for some, because hands like this, whoo, binks the jack pure on the river to eliminate another player. Hugh P had waited patiently this whole final table to get it in the way that he got it in. And sometimes that 37% pre-flop has to come to pass, and it did this time. %, fold to the 4-bet. Ace 10 is an insta-fold. Yeah, ace 10 off is a solid ICM fold. So it seems like there's consensus that the ace 10 off is a fold. Yeah, I think if stacks were smaller, maybe consider it, but Carlo, ace queen off plus Probably fold ace-jack off and 50-50 on ace-jack suited. Fold, burn the cards, get up from the table, and never sit down again. This is the correct move with ace-10 off. Ben, it's called a Judy. Sorry, she binks a Judy. I'm learning with all the chat pros in the TCH Live chat. Judge Judy came for justice. That is why you deal cards slowly, dealer on all ends. Okay, we are down to 6 players for the $600 buy-in, $50K guarantee. We smashed the guarantee. $135,000 in the prize pool, $35,000 up top for first place. Let's take a look at the payouts here. So Hugh P walked away with $4,902 on a $600 buy-in. Next player eliminated will make $6,171. Yeah, y'all are polluting my new TCH Dallas chat lingo with the Austin ATX chat lingo. Austin TCH has been going for so long. There's this whole subculture of weird terms that y'all use that I know nothing about. Mike, we're all a dysfunctional family. Yes, absolutely, but a lovable dysfunctional family. All right, so Aaron D, it looks like he's actually all in with ace queen of hearts. Kyle B to call 60K more. He calls with pocket sevens. Classic flip to a flop. King, 8, jack. Turns a nut flush draw. Wow. And sevens gonna hold up. And Philip T. Who just got eliminated there? So we're down to 5. This final table is going and blowing. Kyle B seems to do no wrong. He's got 6.3 in his stack. 7-5 suited. Too busy stacking up those chips. Not going to mess around with it. Phil T, ace-6 of clubs in the small blind with 1.6 is probably a shove. Yep. Open shove. Trisha W's got pocket kings. This is, when you run like this, these are the times that you can win a tournament. When you're ace-6 of clubs versus pocket kings, it's great. A great feeling to wake up with hands like that when the small blind shoves. Because a small blind could be shoving almost any 2 cards there. But he's got live cards. He's got backdoor clubs. He's got an overcard. There's the Judy on the turn. And the kings are going to hold up. Philip T eliminated in 5th place. Pocket kings versus ace-6 of clubs. They might have discussed a chop. I'm not. Looks like the payouts might have changed. I'm unaware of if they've discussed a chop or not. It looks like the prize pool, the payouts did change. Yeah, so they must have discussed a chop 2nd through 7th place getting 12K and 1st place getting 28,155. If that's the case, then he just made $12,000. Shout out to everybody tuning in. TCH Dallas, 449 of you are spending your Saturday evening watching this final table of this $600 unlimited reentry tournament. We're down to 5. We're playing for $28,000 for first, $12,000 to the rest of the players, if I can understand the payouts correctly. And Trisha W is on a tear right now. Rocking and rolling. Look at that chip stack. So we're down to 4. Everybody's settled in. Christopher T coming off that aces double up. He's the short stack, it looks like. But it is any person's game right now. Trisha W with a massive stack, but also the swings in these tournaments can get pretty nuts. So it is anybody's tournament right now. And the difference between second, third, and fourth to first place is $16,000. So this is meaningful money off a $600 buy-in. They've already turned $600 into $12,000, and now they're playing for an additional $16K if they can last out 3 additional players. Kyle B looking calm, cool, and collected. He's made very few mistakes, if any, on this final table from what I've seen, and he's run pure as well. He's going to complete Queen 6 offsuit, blind versus blind. Lawrence B with 10-8 of hearts. 3 million stack versus Kyle B 6.4 million stack. And this is an interesting flop. Lawrence B flops a pair and a flush draw. Kyle B with a backdoor heart draw. It's going to go bet fold. Check, bet, fold. Lawrence B is going to take that one down. Going into the next hand. Again, if you're in the chat, let me know where you're joining me from on our inaugural stream for TCH Live Dallas. Let me know. If you're in Dallas, you should be at TCH Dallas, so that should be a no-brainer. But elsewhere, let me know where y'all are from. Please be good for your Uncle Ben. Thank you. Trisha running it up. Fraught with peril. When you're this short-handed, you're basically just waiting for coolers. Yeah, I mean, that's tournaments, isn't it? It's like who can come out on top cooler and not get coolered, win their flips, all that. Who can wake up with massive overpairs, blind versus blind. You know, those things have to happen to somebody. Mike Youngblood, thanks for stopping by, man. You're a joy. You do a great job down there in Austin. Thanks for spending some time with us. Demon Williams, I'm driving on I-35. I don't envy you. These guys all go to the 1-2 no limit hold'em table when the tournament's over. That would be the best 1-2 game in the state of Texas, I think. Search T, I'm about to go deal at TCH tonight in Dallas. I'm working till 9 a.m. Like 9 a.m. tomorrow, I'm assuming. Drink your Red Bull. Drink your waters. Search T. Poker Ski, 11 minutes down the street, Las Colinas. Who's commentating? The one and only Ben Kirby. You know me, right? From all the poker commentary across the board. No, there's no reason for you to know me, but I'm a regular here at TCH. I live in Dallas. I auditioned for one of the commentating roles that they needed up in Dallas, and this is our first go at it. I did an audition down in Austin with A.A. Ron. He put me through the ringer, challenging all my poker analysis. I failed every step of the way, but somehow I'm still in this booth. So thanks for spending the time with us today and for putting up with my mediocre low-stakes analysis. ATX Poker with a $1.99 super chat. Congrats, TCH Dallas and Ben. Much love, ATX Poker. Much love. Thanks for that super chat. And everybody else can do that as well. If you want to get a hyped up shout out from me and the TCH team, feel free to send over those super chats. But also, I'm monitoring this chat as well. So do whatever makes you feel happy. And more high-quality streams from TCH Dallas coming in the future. The tournaments keep getting bigger. The cash games are insane. 2-5 and above is match the stack. The games get bananas. 5-10, 10-25. I've seen 25-50 go on the weekends. I mean, the games here are outstanding. And there's always 8 to 10 tables of 1-2, or maybe 6 to 8 tables of 1-2 no limit going any time of the day. So if you're looking for a game, this is the place to find it. And this is the only place in Dallas to get a safe, legal poker experience at this scale, with this many tables, with this many professional dealers. This is the place to do it. Oh, there I am. What's up? I'm not sleeping, and I'm in 4K. Thanks for joining me. I put my face on for y'all. Isabel King Kirby, player name. I'm a regular. That's no, but that is a dope name though. Am I in the booth alone, Ben? Yes. Yes, I am. Hence the outstanding rambling. Are they coloring up or chopping? That's what I need to get a word on. It looks like they might be chopping. Maybe they're coloring up. Okay, they're coloring up. They're not chopping. Chip count tracking. Okay, they're updating the chip counts to make sure the software is accurately showing the action so that I don't have to speculate about the bet sizes and stack sizes. So they're getting an accurate chip count here to reset the software so that the software can start doing the heavy lifting. Because if it was up to me, the math would be way off. So bear with us as we take a quick break to get an accurate chip count. Bellis Rose Jackson, you are the best commentator in the world. That feels like flattery, but I'll take it. And I'm going to take that at face value. Logan Heath, how is it legal? It's a private social club where you pay hourly and you pay a membership fee. So instead of a casino raking money off the table, this conforms to all the Texas codes for social clubs. And so instead of paying, instead of paying a rake, you're paying an hourly fee and a monthly membership fee. William Lottie, $5 super chat. A nice start to TCH Live Dallas edition. Looking forward to more. Thank you so much, William Lottie. And shout out to all your poker chops. Been watching you on stream in Austin. Really appreciate the super chat. That's outstanding. Lottie dollars. Okay, we're playing poker. We're back to playing poker. Kyle B, you got a hand. $5 million in his stack, under the gun, four-handed. We're playing 30K, 60K blinds. He's got ace-9 offsuit under the gun, four-handed, though. This is definitely an open. Looks like he's going to raise to 350K. Pretty standard open for this final table so far at this level. Trisha W, 10-7 off. She's already invested in the big blind. 290K more to call. This might be a defend. Where all you GTO nerds out there, is this a defend here with that stack? Or are you just not trying to get involved with a stack that big? I'd be interested to know because I, noob at tournaments. Only 99 likes and 417 watching. Let's get those likes up at least. Stu, much love. Yes, smash the like button if you're enjoying the stream. Let me see. What's up, Poker D-Gens? RL Stanton. Yeah, we all in here. All the Poker D-Gens are in here. Then when I come up there in a couple weeks, I want to jump in and do some commentary with you. I love doing it a couple times here with Mikey and Kevin. ATX Poker. Would love to do that, man. Let's talk about it. I'm not really the authority on it, but if I'm in here, I'm down for anybody else to be in here that knows what they're talking about, because everyone knows that I do not know what I'm talking about. What are the payouts? As of now, 12K going to second, third, and fourth place, and 28K going to first place. VPIP, Kyle B, leading the way, 38% VPIP. Trisha W with a 35% VPIP, and all the chips in the world. It's anybody, but it's still anybody's game right now. This is no limit hold'em we're playing, and the blinds are so high that the swings could start happening anytime now. TCH is the place to be. PM, thanks for that. Will capacity increase at TCH after March 10th? Lucid Flow. That I do not know, but I will find out an answer. Yeah, it sounds like probably Kyle B and Trisha are trying to stay away from each other in hopes of eliminating those other two players and getting heads up. She's got ace jack off in the button. Kyle B's going to fold the 10 on off the small blind. Lawrence B with pocket fives in the big blind. This could get saucy. He's got 2.4 million in his stack. Blinds are 30K, 60K. And it looks like he's jamming. Yeah, he's just going to 3-bet jam in the big blind. 2.5 million all in. It's 2.1 for Trisha W to call. I think she's got much more than 4 million. Contemplating, and she's going to fold on the button to the pocket fives jam. What do y'all think about that? And he shows it. Classy dude. Lawrence B shows the pocket fives. It seems close to me. Ace jack off versus pocket fives on the button, four-handed. What do y'all think about the fold on the button there? ATX Poker. Hey, Ben, where's the best place to eat around TCH Dallas? Well, the thing about it is you can DoorDash from wherever to TCH. That's one of the awesome things is you can get food delivered from basically any restaurant in Dallas, which is what a lot of people do. And so that's what I've done. I haven't really eaten many places near here, but you can pretty much get whatever food you want delivered. And Dallas is the restaurant capital of the world. I made that title. I don't know if it's actually the capital, but they have a ton of restaurants here. And so I'd be DoorDashing it. Fraught with peril, interesting fold. I'd be tempted to call off there, but it's close. Yeah, I think it's close, especially as a chip leader. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much gamble. Like, are you wanting to use that stack to try to eliminate another player and ladder up? I don't know. If you're playing for first and you've got a massive chip stack, I don't know. Any ICM gurus out there, let me know what the optimal play would be. Jasbert, that should have been a snap call for her since she called the ace-10 off with 6 left. She doesn't need to get crazy with her stack, yeah. Lottie line should be like 5%. What is it with monstrous opening raise sizes in Texas tournaments? All you're doing to yourself is hamstring your decision making whenever you get 3-bet, just like that ace jack versus 5-5 in. Yeah. I mean, the newer school of thought is making pretty small raises at this stage of the tournament, like 2x, 2.5x. Maybe even smaller than that. Min raise. Kyle B's going to fold a 10-3 suited. Lawrence B with queen jack off on the button. He's got 2.8 million in his stack. Lawrence B's going to raise to 300K. Queen jack off on the button. Standard open, I think. Christopher T contemplating a reshove with 7. Oh, no, he folded. Excuse me. Trisha W. Shoved with ace-7 off. And Lawrence B calls with queen jack off? Or did he shove and she called? So we got technically Trisha W's ahead with ace-7 off against Lawrence B's queen jack off. Let's go to a flop. Look, there's a Judy in the door. 8 on the turn. King of spades. All she could get was an ace, and she did not get there. So Lawrence B going to double up. Queen jack off. He's going to win 2.8 million chips here. That's what he needed. And again, this is what can happen in poker tournaments. The swings like this. So maybe she was thinking about that ace-jack offhand after he had reshoved, or after he had shoved on her, and now she wanted to call with ace-7 off. I didn't see who went all in. So that's a pretty important change in the dynamic of this game. Lawrence B was waiting for a spot, and he just got a gift double up. Queen Jack versus Ace 7. So now he's got some playing chips. So we're going to take a minute here to get the chip stacks squared away. All those big chips headed over to Lawrence B. And we've got a poker game now, people. Queen Jack versus Ace 7 off. $600 buy-in. $28,000 for first place here. Second, third, and fourth are already guaranteed $12,000 on a $600 buy-in. Pretty sweet return. Blinds are 40K, 80K, 200K is the biggest you should ever be opening. Otherwise, you're taxing your own stack. Yeah. Number of re-entries. I know there was 267 total entries. I'm not sure how many of those were re-entries, but it ended up essentially 3xing the guarantee, almost 3xing. It was 135K in the prize pool. What are they collecting from each player? I'm assuming they're collecting either time or they're collecting their players' cards to square away the payouts, the final payouts. Kiyomuck Lee, I'm learning so much from reading the chat. I'm not sure if you're being sarcastic or not, but either way, that's awesome. Because there's plenty of chat pros, but there's also plenty of people that, are in it just to get a laugh. Live game broadcast showing whole cards, and there are phones allowed on the rail. We're on a delay. We're on about a 15-minute delay. And so the hands have already happened. So I'm literally talking about hands in the past in order to make it legit. They can't look at their phones while they're at the table, but if they're off the table, then, nothing is keeping them from viewing previous hands on the stream, which I think would behoove you to do that if you're playing for all this money. It would be very helpful to understand how people are playing. And that's how it's been for every live stream poker game. It's always on a delay. You try to be as live as possible, but we're on a 10, 15-minute delay for the integrity of the game. It looks like they're probably squaring away some paperwork or something for the final payouts. Yeah, time doesn't get collected in tournaments, yeah. Okay, we're still four-handed. Blinds 40K, 80K. Kyle B folding 3-4 on the button. Lawrence B. All right, so Christopher T is going to get a walk with Queen 6 off. It's always a good feeling when you're the short stack. 1.9 million in chips. Christopher T also has the lowest VPIP, or pre-flop raise percentage. He hasn't been getting that many hands. He got the aces hand, which was super clutch for him. He's had ace-jack off a couple times that worked out for him, but other than that, he really hasn't seen that many hands, so can't really blame him for not having a high pre-flop percentage. Pre-flop raise percentage. Going into the next hand. Lawrence B, massive chip stack. Kyle B, ace-6 off. Under the gun. This is probably an open, four-handed. Pretty methodical, doing what he needs to do. Opening it up to 350. Lawrence B looks like he's Jack 9 of hearts, 5.6 million in chips. Christopher T folding the Queen 10 off in the small blind. That might be a reship opportunity, I think. It doesn't look like Kyle's been opening very light, so maybe that went into Christopher T's decision-making about folding the queen 10, but I think a lot of times the queen 10 off is a 3-bet jam there. But maybe that's a punt. Lawrence B, ace-9 off, under the gun. 5.6 million. 80K big blind. Looks like he's going to raise it up to 300,000. Christopher T going to fold the king deuce. Trisha W with queen 7 of diamonds in the small blind is going to make the call. Kyle B going to fold his 8-6 off in the big blind. This could develop into something. Trisha W only has 800K behind in the small blind. Lawrence B's got 5.3 million under the gun. And the flop looks like it's got picture cards there. King, Jack. So she's going to stop and go it. She's going to open shove on the, looks like King, Jack 8 flop, potentially. Lawrence B. This would have to be a soul read. Okay, so he folded. Nice play by her. That must have been her plan the whole time. She jammed. He folded. And she's going to take it down. Nice aggression. Way to battle back. But that's also tough because Lawrence B, raised under the gun. All the kings and jacks are in his range, and she's going to shove in the small blind without 3-betting pre. I mean, she's telling an interesting story that very often is not going to work out, I don't think. She was fortunate that Lawrence B didn't have anything to call off with. And, she was the aggressor. She got the spoils on that end. We've got almost 500 people viewing the stream right now. Thank you so much to everybody that's tuning in. This is super fun. We're down to 4 for this $600 buy-in tournament. $28,000 up top for first place. Second, third, and fourth are guaranteed $12,000. So essentially, 3 out of the 4 got to make something happen if they want a chance at winning an additional $16,000. Smash the like button indeed. We've got over 100 likes, which is super dope. We've got 478 watching right now. If you like the stream, hit the like button. Really appreciate it. It tells the YouTube gods that we are content to be watched and show the world that Texas is the place to play safe legal poker. Body slam that like button. DDT that like button. Roundhouse kick to the face that like button. Okay, Lawrence B, massive chip leader. Kyle, well, he's got 40% of the chips in play. Kyle B's got an additional 36% of the chips in play. So those two are probably trying to avoid battling with each other in hopes of getting these other two out so they can get heads up. But also it's anybody's game. Chip in a chair, if we're going to use poker cliches. 4 people. Each one has to dodge only 3 other people to make $28,000 on a Saturday evening. Carlo, yep, playing that revenge range, that Brad Owen revenge range, that Queen 7 suited, everything but deuce 3 off. That's the revenge range, if I remember correctly. Mad Benjamin, at least that will give the Cowboys fans something to do since rooting for them hasn't worked out so well lately. Bang, bang. Shots fired. TCH Dallas, we don't take too kindly to Cowboys hate. Christopher T is going to open with King 8 of diamonds. Probably... And Lawrence B is going to defend with ace-3 off in the small blind. Lawrence B is going to bink the ace on the flop. Christopher T is going to check back, probably giving up here. And the turn is a queen of spades. Christopher T has nothing except a gutter ball. So he's probably going to fold here. Lawrence B's going to show him he's running good. It's always nice when people show you their hands instead of letting you stew on whether or not they outplayed you or not. Taking a look back at the chat. We got some classics in the TCH chat right now. William Lottie, Nick from Yuma, ATX Poker, FPS Larry Bird, total entries and payouts 267 total entries. First place gets 28,000. Second through fourth get $12,000 dollar bills, y'all. Mad Benjamin. I've been a Cowboys fan supporter since Roger Staubach played. The pain of which I speak is my own. Okay, I feel you, bro. We've reached over the 500 person mark tuning in to the TCH live stream. Okay, we've got a hand developing between Christopher T and Trisha. Trisha W outflopped Christopher T, flopping top pair, 7 kicker, backdoor hearts. Christopher T, ace high in the small blind, and he's going to just have to fold. You know, when you're missing all the flops and people are flopping top pair against you, there's not much. It's hard to think that there's something else you can do. We in here. What's up, y'all? Back in 4K, not asleep. Oh, awesome. It got the it got a picture of me coughing, choking to death back in the booth. So again, the payouts here say 35K for first, but I'm pretty sure they agreed to a chop where 28K goes to first. There's no chop? Okay, well then I've been giving you bum scoop this whole time. So it is 35K for first and 22,000 for second, 13,000 for third, and fourth place. All these players are already guaranteed $9,900. I'm not sure where the other chop number came from, but we're back to playing for 35K for first, which is a pretty significant amount of money for a $600 buy-in. Okay, Trisha and Kyle. In another pot together is 480K in the pot. Trisha, it looks like, has outflopped Kyle. Bottom pair of fours. And he's just going to go ahead and fold it. So Trisha came to play. She's in there. Mixing it up. Okay, taking back a look at the chat. Chris Robinson, I've watched so much poker in the year since I last played. I think I might be better than when I was playing 3 times a week. That very well could be the case for a lot of us. We've had a lot of time at home to consume poker content. So Christopher T opening to opening to 300,000 with Queen Jack off under the gun. This might be the spot that he chooses. Oh, and he gets a walk. He gets another walk, so he's got to live for another round. Trisha W with a 38% gone to showdown percentage, which makes sense. Seems like she's shown down, or the data says that she's shown down the most hands, and for good reason. She's had a lot of good hands this tournament so far. We are on to the next hand. Trisha W with Queen Jack of Hearts under the gun. Considering an open, I think everyone would open here. $300K, standard open for this final table. At this blind level, Kyle B, pocket sevens. And it looks like he is putting in a 3-bet to $1 million. So he's saying if you got it, you're going to have to put in your whole chip stack. And she is going to 4-bet shove all in with the queen jack. And we're going to have a flip for a large sum of money. Pocket sevens versus queen jack of hearts. Trisha W. with her tournament life on the line. She had the chip lead for a long time. Safe for the pocket sevens. King 7-9. 5 of hearts is going to eliminate Trisha W. in 4th place. Kyle B. playing close to perfect in terms of results for this final table. And Trisha W. is going to walk away with $9,913. And we have our esteemed leader, Ryan, back in the booth. Welcome back, Ryan.
How's it going, man?
It's going great. Having a good time.
Good. You hear me all right?
I can. Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, I couldn't tell if I had my stuff plugged into the right channel. Yeah, I wanted to come on because I completely spaced out earlier. We actually have kind of a big announcement that I wanted to kind of talk about.
Hit me.
And that is that the Texas Card House has partnered with WPT Steps to essentially bring their tournaments here to to Texas.
Whoa!
And so, unfortunately, the only location that is not officially a venue for WPT Steps is our Dallas location, and that is because of some contractual agreements with our neighbors to the north. However, we're working on that.
So every other TCH is a location for WPT
That's right.
Steps.
So, as a matter of fact, Houston had their first tournament today. Rio Grande Valley did last night. And I think Austin's first one is tomorrow, which will be live streamed. But ultimately, the way this works is it's a steps style event that culminates in a championship national tournament with essentially each location will play down to a location champion, and they'll all play at kind of a national event that's hosted by either the WPT streaming stage where they do it, or the WPT cruise. They haven't decided yet where exactly it's going to be, but ultimately it's these are all official WPT Steps events. They're going to be held weekly. So we have a weekly tournament that's held at each location, and then there's and those are typically anywhere from a $90 to I think $160 buy-in.
Okay.
And if you the top 10% of those qualify for the monthly kind of main event tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That tournament you can also buy into, usually about a $300 to $350 buy-in. And then the winner of those go to essentially a location champion. That's invitation only. So only the winners of those monthly championships play. So it's 6 players. So it's every month. And after 6 months, you do essentially a 6-person final table.
Sweet.
WPT style, right?
Yeah.
And then the winners of those, your location champion, then goes to a national event that's hosted, at either in Vegas or on the WPT tour. WPT cruise. Which I think they're going to decide that in the next couple of weeks. But
sweet,
very excited about that. Very excited to partner with those guys. And obviously, we're hoping this is the first steps to a larger relationship that allow other events. Maybe we can get them to get their deep stacks tournaments, those kind of things here in Texas. That's what we're kind of working towards. But very, very excited about this partnership with them. To be bringing a brand, like that to Texas is huge, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, and that's a huge recognizable international brand that people know from TV. I mean, people that since the poker boom have been watching WPT on television, and so to have that brand connection here further validates what TCH is doing in Dallas and Austin, all over Texas, and I think will be just another great draw for those that are looking to play poker. And yeah, like continuing a great partnership with a brand like that hopefully will lead to bigger tournaments and maybe even like main event WPT tournaments, kind of like they do up north, but we'll see.
Yeah. And right now, I see the question came right now. News is going to how many steps locations are there? So right now, I think there are 6 or 7. I think for the first, so it's every 6 months a new steps tournament begins. And I know like Black Hawk is one, Deadwood is one. So there's several casinos So there's the 3 Texas Cardhouse locations. I think there are 3 casinos. The reason it's so small is because a lot of the casinos aren't running these types of events right now due to COVID.
Yeah.
We do expect the next one to probably triple or quadruple in size. So the national event will have essentially probably, right now, the first national event we have, only 6 people are going to go to it. So it's going to be a final table stream where they'll all be in the money essentially.
Yeah.
The next one, 6 months from now when we start that one, it will probably have like 20 locations. And so when you go to the national event, you'll probably have a 3 or 4 table type of play down to get onto the final table.
That's cool.
But we're excited to be one of the first groups, to be a part of this as they grow it out. And so we're expecting big things, and anyone that wants to play in those locations can definitely, go to the weeklies in Austin, Houston, or Rio Grande Valley. We are very much hoping to have Dallas included in that in the next round, but that's kind of out of our hands right now. I think the WPT Steps guys want Dallas involved, but there's prior relationships that they have with I think it's actually with WinStar, but that are keeping us from being able to do it in Dallas. But hey, that's fine. Hopefully we can work through that.
Yeah, that's super exciting, and just another reason to check out the all the TCH locations. And even if we're not getting the Steps in Dallas right now, there's still daily amazing tournaments that you can play at TCH Dallas. But yeah, we'll have to check that out. WPT Steps, Austin, Houston, and Rio Grande Valley. Dude, and that's that's one of the biggest brands that you can be partnered with in poker. WPT.
Yeah, it's been great working with those guys, and we're excited about just not only WPT Steps, but the things that in the future that hopefully we can grow with them and grow our brand with their brand in the state of Texas as we continue to open locations and grow the Texas Card House brand.
That's awesome. Hey, before you go, or if you're staying, ATX Poker wanted to know what your favorite thing about the new TCH Dallas location is.
Our new commentator, Ben Kirby.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, you passed. I paid him a little extra to say that.
No, it's. I mean, I love. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to like. Right. Obviously, Dallas is a very bustling location. I like the fact. I love our staff. I love the players. I love the members here. It's really a great place to play, and it's fun to have a location where we can do these really big tournaments. As I mentioned earlier, we're expecting to announce the biggest tournament the Texas Card House has ever done. We'll probably announce it on Monday.
Nice.
The final of it will probably be here in Dallas, but it's a tournament that'll encompass all of our locations, and so we're really excited about that, and we're hoping that it'll allow us to essentially continue to build upon the tournaments we've done, like this one, and go even bigger.
Yeah, that's super fun. And I would agree. The dealers and the staff here are outstanding. I mean, when we play our Wednesday night mixed game, some of the dealers used to deal at Bellagio at the highest levels. I mean, the staff here is outstanding, and they're some of the quickest dealers in the game. It's been super fun to see TCH Dallas break into the scene. And so we are three-handed, 40,000, 80,000 blinds. Hand 52 of this final table, 120K in the pot. Christopher T. battling back from that $1.5 million stack and starting to raise it up, starting to open up that range a little bit. Blind versus blind. So already third place is guaranteed $13,304 on a $600 buy-in, which is super fun. I mean, that would be an amazing feeling to turn $600 into that level of money.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. And I like the idea of doing, these big tournaments and try not to have too big of a buy-in.
So it's not, prohibitive.
Yeah.
And there's a good mix. I mean, the weekly tournaments, 130 on Mondays and Wednesdays, the turbos. I mean, there's something for everybody here. If you like cash, if you like tournaments.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think over the course of the next few years, I think their idea is to make this WPT Steps, a pretty huge event, around the country, maybe even around the world.
Yeah.
And I don't see any reason why they wouldn't have locations outside of the U.S. I think COVID has slowed that down. What they were shooting for a little bit, but especially with so many casinos limited in what they're doing right now.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity. I think TCH has handled it to where we're staying safe, but we're also still able to provide a service that many people in this state are looking for. And so that's a huge opportunity for TCH as a whole, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're blind versus blind here. Kyle versus Lawrence B. Kyle with a pair, seemingly value betting into Lawrence B. And Lawrence has given this a second, thinking about whether he can call down with king high, and he's going to fold. Kyle B's going to show the pair, showing that he's not getting out of line too much. A pair three-handed, it's hard to make a pair, so even three-handed it's even more important or even more valuable. So all these guys are $13,000 richer, and it's all gravy from here. One more spot goes up to $22,000 for second. Pez says Tuesday and Saturday are the best tourneys in Dallas. Yeah, those are Tuesday is the Bounty tournament, and Saturday is the $300 re-entry tournament. Yeah, really good tournaments here.
Yeah, I was just looking. So I know Cadillac Jack Gaming Resort in Deadwood. That was one of them, and I think the other one. I saw the question. Blackhawk Casino. I believe that's the other one. I don't remember offhand.
Okay, in Colorado.
I believe.
Okay.
I need to confirm that.
Do you have Ryan? Do you have any plans to expand TCH to other cities? ATX Poker asks.
We do. It's tough. The cities we want to go in are very tough to go into. It's where there's currently no poker there, right?
Yeah.
So,
that's your bread and butter is
yeah.
working your tail off to get it approved.
Yeah. I mean, most people don't realize it took, oh my God, 3 years and a lot of resources to get open in Dallas. I mean, It took a lot. And I remember most people don't, the people that followed it, there were some people that did, about a year or so before we opened here, we actually got denied by the city council and a permit that we needed to open. And it was a devastating, but we would have been open a year ago. But it's just one of those things where, over time we've just had to, we had to keep at it, just keep talking to the right people and working with those people to get everything going.
Yeah. And the persistence paid off.
Sorry. Hold on one second. I'm being summoned.
Yeah. Go ahead. Christopher T, 10-7 of diamonds in the small blind with 1.5 million behind. This probably needs to be a fold or shove, and it looks like he's going to complete the small blind. Kyle B, happy to check back to 9-7 off in the big blind with his massive stack. And going to a flop, 6-8 king. So Kyle B flops an open ender, and Christopher T flops a gutter ball. Kyle B's going to lead out with the open ender. Christopher's going to fold. Hard to get much going. And Kyle B's going to happily use that stack to his advantage, flopping an open ender.
But yeah, so I mean, getting new locations open, it's tough. I mean, at least in the areas that we're looking at. So
yeah,
we're working diligently on one now. I mean, I don't want to quite go into the details of it, but it's one we've been working on almost as long as Dallas. And it's just an uphill battle. I mean, with essentially when we go into a location like Dallas, I mean, you meet with city council members, you meet with the police, we met with Vice, we meet with all those units and all those groups, the DA's office, we have our attorneys meet with them, and when we opened in Dallas, we weren't gonna open here if we thought we were gonna get raided and or something like that, and so as a matter of fact, I mean, Dallas, it was probably the safest of all. I mean, they're all, I feel pretty good about all of them, but we've had such strong communication with those officials that if something were to happen at this stage, it would be out of left field. I mean,
because you had to essentially convince multiple parties about the new format and how this isn't just another group of people trying to skirt regulation. You're basically saying we want to be regulated. We want to provide a service that everyone's asking for in town and follow the rules while doing it.
I'll tell you a funny little story. So when we got that approval from the city council here in Dallas, or the permit, it's actually for another location here in Dallas. It's not even for this one. But we got a call from someone with the police here in Dallas saying, "Hey, we'd like to meet." We were like, "Okay." And so I called one of my business partners, like, "Hey, you're going with me up here just to see what happens." So we get up here to the unit where we were meeting up here in North Dallas, and we walk in. And I'm not kidding you, they sit us in this room. There's like 10 people there. There's like the city attorney, someone from the DA's office, the vice is there, the like the beat cop for this area is there, and we were just like, okay, what's going on? But it was amazing. I mean, like here's the thing. They weren't out to get us. They weren't out to like cause problems. Like they wanted to help us. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. Like they wanted to know what we were doing. They wanted to know how we were going to do it. They were very forthcoming with the fact that there's been problems with illegal gambling in the Dallas area.
Yeah.
And mostly with like the 8-liner type stuff. But we didn't hide anything from them. We told them exactly what we're doing. We walked through the model. We explained everything to them as clearly as we could. We expect to probably have them out here on site here. We haven't gone out and asked them to come yet just because of the COVID stuff, and we're kind of sensitive to that. But ultimately, we weren't hiding anything, and so
which is probably different.
2 years ago, I went to this same place and I was trying to talk to them, and they just wouldn't even talk to us. And so it just takes communicating with the right people and kind of putting those cracks in the walls they put up, and eventually they open up and you can talk to them and have a conversation, and usually it goes fairly well.
It was helpful because you already had a foothold in Austin and San Antonio, or Austin and Houston, to say, look, this model is working. Like, we're not coming up with this out of thin air. Like, this is working in other cities and it's being regulated, and it's been acceptable, and
it's not
safe.
being regulated, but
not regulated.
But it's at least it's being accepted.
Accepted. Yeah.
I think where we are now versus just a year and a half ago is night and day. It's just, and the main thing is just having businesses that open that, don't go off and do things that are just crazy, illegal, and cause problems. And so, I think most of the clubs around Texas have done a great job at just running a clean operation and not doing fishy stuff on the side. I'm not talking about just Texas Car. I'm talking about I know a lot of the owners of these other clubs, and I think most of them want to run a legitimate, clean operation. That's lawful, And so
because everyone benefits if it continues to be done right, and safe, and the players benefit because they can be secure knowing that they're not going to get raided and there's not going to be any funny business, and everybody can collectively enjoy the game and continue growing this thing, which is awesome.
Yeah, I see someone put, hopefully Dallas uses revenue to fix the roads. Well, we're definitely paying our share of sales tax, I can tell you that. So, we pay our taxes. There's no question. So, an ATX program, no, thanks, man. I mean, there's a whole team at Texas Card House that works to make poker great in Texas. And so hopefully, you have a good experience wherever it is you're playing.
Yeah, that's great. We've got 2 all-ins here, 3 all-ins. Okay, so this might be the whole tournament. Kyle B's got ace-queen off in the small blind. Lawrence B with $200,000 less than Kyle has king-jack off in the big blind. And Christopher T's got ace-3 off on the button. This hand is going to determine the tournament unless Christopher T binks a wheel or trip threes or something. This is the first huge hand we've had multi-way. Going to this pretty momentous flop here, 7-6-6. So ace queen's still ahead. It looks like and Lawrence B rivers a king to essentially eliminate one player and win all but 200,000 chips from Kyle B. Wow. So he was the dog the whole way, and then, well, maybe he wasn't a dog against ace-3 off, but rivers a king to eliminate a player. Christopher T is going to take home $13,304, and now we're heads up, playing for $35,000.
Yeah, I think they're going to take like a 2-minute restroom break and come right back and finish this up.
Okay,
so.
They probably earned it.
Yeah.
Man, that's a fun hand. Let's see. Thanks, everybody, for continuing to tune into the stream. There's 534 people watching on the first Dallas Texas Card House Live stream. So fun. Lawrence is running good. The Judy protected him. Wow, that is a massive hand. Look at all these people standing around looking. They can't even believe it. And the chip counts are so close that they're double checking because Kyle had 6.2 million and Lawrence B had 6.4 according to the graphics. And so they're just double checking to make sure that the stacks are correct and that they're divvying it up correctly. So most of Kyle's chips are going. I mean, Kyle got it in really good, ace queen off. Lawrence snapped it with king jack off for essentially his tournament life. And he potentially could be taking this whole tournament down. That could be potentially a $35,000 hand for him. Yeah, I'm probably folding king jack off there too. I mean, maybe they're just ready to get something. He was ready to get something going. King jack off there, I think, is probably a fold for that many chips, but we're gambling. And Lawrence is going to be the benefactor of having some chutzpah, having some courage, calling off with the king jack off suit.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, crazy stuff, but it's fun. It's good for the game. It's good for the stream. I'd rather see that than a bunch of betting and folding. So I imagine this tournament is coming very quickly to a close because Kyle's going to have to battle back from what looks like a few 100,000 chips versus.
Well, if he wins this, he'll have a story to tell.
Yes, he will have
Come back
quite
on
the
this.
story. It looks like they're going to take a few minute break.
Yeah,
to use the restroom.
The break is pretty quick, so it's like just a few minutes. But yeah, I can tell you this: the tournament is not over. As a matter of fact, they're playing right now still. So
yeah, wow.
Stick around.
Yeah, please do stick around.
Yeah.
So about the Dallas specific promotions, they're starting a free roll this month, right?
Yeah. So what they're doing, we're just putting $20,000 in the pot. So essentially, you win your way into the free roll, and then it's and then we just add $20,000 into the pot. So. I'm not sure if he's doing any kind of buy-in on that. Honestly, I don't know all the details of it. I mean, I usually kind of when each location does a different promo every month, and so we try to change it. We've had it where we keep the same promo for 3 or 4 months, and then players get mad when you change it. Well, that's why my only rule is just change it every month, but make it good and try to find things the players like.
Yeah.
And in this one, Victor wanted to try this free roll concept. I said, great, yeah, give it a go.
Yeah, and it's basically if you play 10 or more hours a week, you get entered into a super satellite on a Sunday, and you play down to the final 10% of the field, and then those players are entered in the super free roll at the end of the month, and it's a $20K guarantee for all those players. And you can additionally, I think you can buy into the Sunday super satellites for a small fee. I'll have to find out what the fee is, but good action. They're always trying to take care of the players here. Last month they did a heart flush to play off the Valentine's theme promotion, basically where if you made a heart flush, you got some tickets, and then they added those tickets and had all these different cash prizes and such for a raffle on Monday afternoons. So Victor and the team at TCH Dallas are always trying to come up with promotions that benefit the players and reward those that are spending some time here.
Yeah, so looking forward to a lot of these big tournaments that we have planned, and also just the WPT steps. I think that's going to be exciting for all the clubs. I'm really hoping to get Dallas into that as soon as we can.
Yeah, that would be a great brand to be aligned with in Dallas. But even if it's just the other locations, I think that's a huge step for TCH, and it's only going to get better. So it looks like the break is over. We're back to heads-up play. I imagine. Well, we'll see. Again, if we're going to use poker cliches, it takes a chip and a chair. Kyle B has a chip and a chair. Lawrence B has got 13 million in chips. We're playing 50K, 100K blinds. We're on hand number 60 of this final table. Lawrence B is okay. Kyle's going to open shove with Queen 8 of diamonds. Lawrence B is going to call. It looks like I see a king. We'll see once the camera comes back up. King 10-10. If Lawrence B's got a king, that's a pretty good flop for him. And the turn's a 10. And a deuce of diamonds. It looks like. What is happening? So maybe he's got a jack there.
Yeah, it should get entered in. We're having some problems with this camera here. This I know the shot's a little off, but for some reason our control for it is not working, so I'm not able to adjust it. So
I see.
A lot of these things will get corrected before the next stream, hopefully. Knocking on wood.
Mega
here.
wood, yeah.
But yeah, that's why that shot still looks a little bit blurry.
Sure.
Because for some reason our controller for it isn't working. But first stream. I mean, there's a lot of worse things that could have happened.
Yeah, and this is the best way to do it. I mean, to iterate live so that we can figure out what actual problems we have and then fix them for the next one, and then we'll just be infinitely more smooth for the next one. So far, it's been fun. The cameras, everybody notices the quality of the cameras, and the stream overall, I think, looks really good. Maybe it doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, and we got
commentary wise.
We've invested a lot of stuff in the sound system of it, so we're definitely going to be getting with our broadcasting group that helped us put all this in.
Oh yeah,
get that fixed because we've got some pretty nice sound equipment here. It just needs to be properly utilized.
yeah, for sure. Well, I was just saying the commentary, but I imagine once we can get all the sound up and running, it'll add a nice extra element.
Yeah, it looks like they had some issues with the action tracker here. Just getting the stuff in. Give him a second here.
Yeah.
I think this is when he was calling me over there because they were having some issues with
I see,
one of the cards. I think one of the cards misread, and so they had to go back and fix it. So apologize for that.
I see. Well, I mean that shows that we're on a delay. We're on a 10 or 15 minute delay. Keeps the integrity of the game, but we're still live.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we've got it's first time running it here in Dallas, and so training new staff, new action trackers, those kind of stuff. So there's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve, but it'll smooth out. I have no doubt.
Absolutely.
And hopefully it'll be a good quality stream.
For sure. So we have another all-in from Kyle, who has Jack something. Lawrence B's got 6-5, 9-9-4 on the flop, 8 of clubs on the turn, and ace of hearts on the river. I think Kyle might have doubled up here with, maybe that's Jack high or King high. It's hard to see. And so that's 2 doubles for Kyle, I think. If I'm reading this correctly, Kyle got another double up. So these are the moments where it feels like you've got it in the bag. Yeah, Jack 4 off. Kyle's going to win with Jack high. And heads up, no limit. Things can take a turn very quickly. You're not done until you have every single chip in play. So Kyle, this is his second double up. Lawrence, I imagine, doesn't love the feeling of him doubling up twice with having such a massive chip lead. But still just got to play your game, do your best, and the cards are going to fall how they fall. And Kyle's doing what he can to stay in this tournament.
What's that? No. Don't touch anything. Don't touch it. Just leave it.
So we are going to the next hand. Heads up. It's Lawrence and Kyle. Lawrence has got 15 million. It's a nice looking chip stack. It's always a good feeling. And Kyle. What are these flops, these runouts, though? Yeah, not exactly exciting flops and runouts for the past 2 hands.
It's interesting why that one reader's not, seat 7 doesn't seem to be reading at all. You have to check that out.
Yeah, it's interesting, the technology, RFID cards. It's crazy that years ago we used to use cameras for this kind of thing, and now we're able to make it completely digital. Kyle B's got 3-5 off in the big blind. Looks like it's just going to a flop. We don't know what Lawrence B has. Check to a turn. Deuce of diamonds on the turn, so Kyle B picks up a wheel draw, and it looks like he's going to check bet fold. We don't know what Lawrence B had, but Kyle didn't have much of that. We are still heads up. These 2 players are guaranteed $22,000. They paid $600 on limited re-entries yesterday and played down to the final 267 entrants for this tournament, and these are the 2 that remain. 2 battlers. Both have been getting in there, splashing around, using their aggression to their advantage. Kyle's been sticking around with a massive chip deficit, but he's still in it. 1.8 million behind on the button. He's going to be looking to shove or fold most of his range. 6-4 off. It looks like he might be shoving to steal here. Shoving. Lawrence B's got ace-6 off, and he's going to call. So this is a pretty good spot for Lawrence B. While Kyle B has a few outs, Lawrence B is dominating him currently. Wow, and he binks trip 4s on the flop. 6-4. So now Lawrence B is drawing to a 5 only to chop. So they end up chopping. Wow, what a miracle river for Lawrence B. And what a detrimental river for Kyle B. Wow. So Kyle B outflopped the world and is basically destined to double up again there. And Lawrence is rescued with the gutter ball 5 for a chop. Wow. Ben, does having Ryan join you feel like when Vince McMahon would join the commentary? Yes. Just more energy and more sweat, you know. Ryan is like a hyped up Vince McMahon.
Am I?
Yeah. That's immediately the vibe you put off is Vince McMahon.
It's going crazy.
Yeah. So on to the next hand. Lawrence B, I imagine, is very grateful that he didn't double up his opponent and is looking to take back the initiative. It looks like he's limping the button here. Kyle's going to shove, and Lawrence B is going to fold. So Lawrence clearly looking for a spot. Kyle knows that he pretty much has to shove his whole range in hopes of getting chips that are able to do some damage to Lawrence. So it must be everybody must be picking up on the 5 of clubs on the river. Rigged. Poker is not rigged, but that 5 of clubs on the river does hurt, I think, for both parties. Or, well, Lawrence is happy, but would have really preferred to won. I mean, would have preferred to have win Ace-6 versus 4-6. But I imagine he's grateful to be rescued at the river. Rally caps are on. Nick from Yuma, that's right. Chip and a chair. Kyle B all in, Jack 2 off. Lawrence is going to fold the Queen 4 off. As terrible a hand Queen 4 off is, I imagine it's close in terms of defending there to a shove where you know Kyle is pretty much shoving his whole range. I imagine the GTO guys have something to say about that. I wouldn't love calling Queen 4 off there, but I think that might be a defend. It's probably at the bottom of the range if it is. So we're still battling. Heads up. Kyle B versus Lawrence B. Lawrence looks like he's settled into his chair just waiting for a spot. 5,100 blinds. Hand 66. Lawrence B's got a big hand. Heads, well, not a big hand, but it's a good hand. Queen 9 suited heads up. Kyle B's. See, here it is. Call. King Deuce offsuit. I think that's a correct call in the big blind with 2 million chips behind. And he's actually a favorite against Queen 9 suited. Not a huge favorite. But the way Lawrence B is running, we'll see how this pans out. 7-3-3. Kyle's still ahead. Binks a king. So Kyle's going to double up again. Great call with the King Deuce offsuit. That was a correct call, I think. Yeah, surely it is. Any king heads up for your tournament when you're so short stacked, I think is a correct call. So Kyle B not making too many mistakes here.
What's funny is about 60 people left the stream right after that big hand thinking it was over. And hell, are they even? They're close to even now, aren't they?
I think he's still got a ways to go, but he's at least got, I think he might have 4 million chips to his 16 or something now.
Oh, wow, never mind. So not even close. I looked away. I thought he had 4 million before and was going up to 8, so.
Yeah. Let's see. Colin Anderson, Kyle's wild with these shoves. I think these are correct shoves. I mean, you have such little, have so few big blinds that heads up, you essentially need to double up or get out of there. You know, you're not going to be able to do much by sitting around and waiting with how high these blinds are. So I think all those shoves that he's been making have been correct. Moose Duty, Kyle's going to do Olivier Bousquet and come back. Yeah, just like that classic World Poker Tour heads up years and years ago. Queen 4 is at the bottom, but that is still a call. Yeah, I figured most queens there heads up with that chip stack is probably a call to his shove. Kyle has a third of Lawrence's stack. He can do some serious damage. Yeah, so now Kyle, with an actual hand, Queen Jack off. Now here's a different situation. Queen 4 off again. So that's probably a correct fold now. That is essentially he's got a third of his chips. Any ace, any king, any queen suited is a call shove spot, in my opinion. Yeah, it just has to play smart and it's a game again. Yeah, Kyle's essentially had the several perfect runouts for his shoves, and now he's in a position where if he does get another double up, they're going to be about even in chips, if the math is correct there. So this is actually turning into somewhat of a poker game here instead of a. At one point he had 200 or 400,000 to Lawrence's 16 or 20 million, and Kyle's battled back. So Lawrence has got a big hand here, ace king off. Let's see if he raises. He now sees that Kyle's got an actual stack, so he shoved. Kyle B's going to call, queen nine suited. Don't really blame him there. Although I guess you think about it, with 4 million behind to his 13 million, queen nine of diamonds is probably at the bottom of the calling range now. 5-6-6 clean flop for Lawrence. Turns a deuce. He needs a queen or a nine. 6 outs. And a deuce of hearts on the river is going to make Lawrence be the winner of the $600 buy-in re-entry tournament at TCH Dallas. He's going to take home $35,000. Kyle, with also nothing to sniff at, $22,000 after buying in for $600. Ryan, what do you think about this result here? This inaugural stream, TCH Dallas.
I'm excited. I mean, I think things went fairly well. The tournament was great. Great turnout. Excited to see people coming out and playing poker. Glad things are getting semi-close to sort of back to normal a little bit.
Yeah. Knock on wood again.
Maybe I think hopefully a few months from now things will continue to progress. But no, excited about everything going on here in Dallas. Excited about the big tournaments we have coming up that we're going to be announcing soon, and hope to get to where we're streaming regularly here in Dallas 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah, super fun. Thanks to everyone for tuning into the stream today. It was super fun. The tournament was a lot of great action. Ryan, thanks for having me. This was fun to do the commentary.
No, thank you.
And looking forward to doing it more in the future. Thanks to everybody in the chat, all 449 of you that were watching right now.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too. GG's all around to Lawrence B. Shipping the 35 grand. And the